Friends, welcome to my channel. Do you know a country where divorce is considered such a natural event that there is a special market for it? And have you heard about the mysterious structure in the Sahara Desert called the Eye of the Earth? A giant formation 40 kilometers in diameter, visible even from space. Today I will tell you about an amazing country, Mauritania, where ancient traditions are intricately intertwined with modernity, where you can see camel caravans against the backdrop of skyscrapers, and women enjoy such freedom that the inhabitants of many developed countries would envy. Ready to embark on a journey through the mysterious country on the Atlantic coast? Fasten your seatbelts. We are starting our exciting journey through the most unusual places and traditions of Mauritania. And believe me, some of the facts you will learn today will make you look completely differently not only at this African country, but also at many familiar concepts of beauty and social norms. Fact 1. The divorce market, freedom of choice, and the wisdom of experience. Imagine a place where divorce is not a stigma or a cause for condemnation, but on the contrary, a reason for a new beginning and even a kind of celebration. This is the city of Nouakchott in Mauritania, where there is a unique phenomenon, the divorce market. Here, divorced women meet not only to share experiences and support each other, but also to meet potential grooms. In Mauritanian society, it is believed that a woman who has gone through a divorce possesses special wisdom and life experience, which makes her more attractive for a new marriage. Friends, just think about it. In a country where 99% of the population professes Islam, a divorced woman enjoys great respect and has complete freedom in choosing a new life partner. At the divorce market, women exchange stories, tips on housekeeping and raising children, and discuss potential grooms. There is an atmosphere of support and mutual understanding here, not condemnation and pity. And you know what? Perhaps we should all take note of this amazing approach of Mauritanians to divorce, because it teaches us that the end of one relationship can be a wonderful beginning of a new chapter in life, and a woman has the right to happiness and respect regardless of her marital status. Fact 2. The nature of contrasts. Desert and ocean. Now let's move to the vastness of this amazing country where nature has created truly unique contrasts. Mauritania, located in West Africa between Morocco and Senegal, occupies an area that is more than 3 times the size of France. Can you imagine, friends? Approximately 75% of this vast territory is occupied by the majestic Sahara Desert, an endless sea of sand where the temperature during the day can reach 50 degrees Celsius. But Mauritania is not just sand. In the west, the country is washed by the waters of the Atlantic Ocean, creating a stunning contrast between the endless dunes and the cool ocean breezes. In the Banque d'Arguin National Park, you can see an amazing sight. Thousands of migratory birds making a stopover during their travels, as well as rare monk seals that have chosen the coastal waters. And in the oases among the desert, real green islands of life suddenly appear, where date palms grow and juicy fruits ripen. Do you know what is most surprising? In these harsh conditions, a unique ecosystem has formed, where you can find gazelles, hyenas, and even cheetahs. And every sunrise here is a real performance, when the first rays paint the sands in incredible shades of pink and gold. Fact 3. A cultural kaleidoscope. Unity in diversity. Mauritania is a real melting pot of cultures, where Arab traditions meet Berber customs and African rhythms. Just imagine, here you can hear amazing music in which the sounds of the traditional Arab oud are intertwined with the rhythms of African drums. Several languages are spoken in the country, including Arabic, French, and various local dialects. But the most interesting thing is how people manage to understand each other perfectly, creating a unique cultural mix. In the architecture of cities, you can see both the strict lines of Arab mosques, the colorful patterns of Berber ornaments, and modern buildings inspired by African motifs. And you know what is especially impressive? The way the locals treat their cultural diversity. They don't just accept it, they are proud of it. On the streets, you can meet people in traditional Arab djellabas, walking next to those dressed in bright African outfits, and no one considers it something unusual. This amazing unity and diversity creates a special atmosphere of hospitality and openness, which is so lacking in many other parts of the world. Fact 4. Blou, a tradition that goes back to the past. Imagine that for a long time in this country there was a custom of special fattening. Blou. In a society where fullness was considered a sign of wealth and prestige, young girls were literally forced to consume huge amounts of food and camel milk, up to 20,000 calories a day, which is 10 times the recommended daily allowance. Parents sent their daughters to special camps where they were woken up in the middle of the night to be fed, and if a girl refused to eat, she could even be punished. Friends, just think about it. The more a girl weighed, the more attractive she was considered to be for potential grooms. Fortunately, times are changing, and today the Mauritanian government is actively fighting this unhealthy tradition. The new generation is increasingly abandoning this practice, realizing that beauty is not measured in kilograms, and forced overeating is harmful. And you know what? This is a great example of how society can change and abandon outdated traditions in favor of the health and well-being of its citizens. Fact 5. The Eye of the Sahara, a mystery of nature. And now, friends, let's talk about a real mystery of nature that attracts the attention of scientists and travelers from all over the world: the SHOCKS structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara. Imagine a formation 40 kilometers in diameter, located right in the middle of the desert, so large that it is perfectly visible even from space. This concentric structure, resembling a giant eye, has long remained a mystery to scientists. Some considered it a trace of a meteorite impact, others suggested that it was an ancient volcano, and the boldest theories even associated it with extraterrestrial civilizations. But now geologists have come to the conclusion that the Eye of the Sahara is an ancient geological dome, which is about 600 million years old. Do you know what is most interesting? When you stand directly at the site of the SHOCKS structure, it is almost impossible to see it. It is so huge. This place attracts not only scientists, but also photographers, travelers, and just lovers of unusual natural phenomena. And everyone who has been here takes away not only stunning photos, but also a sense of touching something truly ancient. Fact 6. Nouakchott, from a fishing village to a modern metropolis. And now let's move to the capital of Mauritania, the amazing city of Nouakchott, spread out on the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. Friends, you won't believe it, but as early as 1958, there was only a small fishing village on the site of this modern metropolis. Today, it is a dynamically developing city with a population of over 1 million people. The heart of the city is the Central Market, a real oriental bazaar where you can find literally everything from traditional spices and fabrics to modern electronics. Can you imagine? Here you can still see how local fishermen bring their catch directly from the ocean every morning, and traders offer the freshest seafood right on the beach. The city has several interesting museums where you can learn about the history and culture of the country, and the National Museum is especially impressive with its collection of ancient manuscripts. And you know what is most surprising in Nouakchott? This is an amazing combination of modern skyscrapers and traditional Mauritanian houses, noisy shopping centers, and quiet fishing quarters where time seems to have stopped. And of course, we cannot fail to mention the beaches. Kilometers of golden sand washed by the waves of the Atlantic, where you can not only relax but also watch the work of local fishermen using traditional fishing methods. Fact 7. The ancient cities of Chinguetti and Ouaddain. If you think that ancient cities exist only in fairy tales, then you should definitely see the historical pearls of Mauritania, the cities of Chinguetti and Ouaddain. Friends, imagine a city that was founded in the 10th century and still preserves unique ancient libraries with thousands of manuscripts. This is Chinguetti, a city that was once an important point on the caravan route and the 7th sacred city of Islam. Here, every building is a work of art, built of sandstone with characteristic narrow streets that protect from the scorching sun. And the ancient libraries of Chinguetti are a real treasure trove of knowledge, where manuscripts on astronomy, mathematics, religion, and poetry are stored. No less impressive is the ancient city of Ouaddain, whose ruins tell stories of times when trade was in full swing here, and caravans carried salt, gold, and other goods through the Sahara. Do you know what is especially breathtaking? The way these cities seem to grow out of the sands of the desert. Their walls are the same color as the surrounding dunes, giving the impression that they have always been here, as an integral part of the desert. And today, despite the fact that these cities are included in the UNESCO World Heritage List, people still live here, preserving the traditions and customs of their ancestors, carried through the centuries. Fact 8. Mauritanian cuisine, an explosion of flavors and traditions. And now let's talk about what will make your taste buds dance, about the incredible cuisine of Mauritania. Friends, have you ever tried thiboudien, a traditional dish of rice with fish, cooked with so many spices that every piece literally explodes with flavors in your mouth? and the famous cho, the tenderest meat of a young camel, which is cooked in an earthen oven for a whole day until it becomes so soft that it literally melts in your mouth. But the most interesting thing in Mauritanian cuisine is tea. Imagine that you have to drink 3 cups of tea, and each has its own special meaning. The first is bitter as life, the second is sweet as love, and the third is tender as the breath of death. And this is not just a tea party, but a whole ceremony that can last for hours. Green tea, fresh mint, and lots of sugar are used for preparation, and the brewing process itself turns into a real performance when tea is poured from cup to cup from a great height, creating a characteristic foam. And you know what? In Mauritania, refusing tea is like refusing friendship, so be prepared to be invited to this amazing ceremony. Fact 9. Hospitality and accommodation, from guest houses to campsites. And now let's talk about what worries every traveler: where to stay in Mauritania and how much will it cost. Friends, you will be surprised, but accommodation in this amazing country can be very affordable, especially if you are ready for some peculiarities of local life. In large cities, you can find hotels for every taste and budget, from simple guest houses for $20 a day to luxury hotels with ocean views. But the most interesting are the traditional Mauritanian houses, which locals often rent out to travelers. Can you imagine? These houses are built in such a way that they are cool even in the most intense heat. Thick walls, thoughtful ventilation, and courtyards create a natural air conditioner. And you know what might surprise you? In Mauritania, prices for imported goods. Since much has to be imported, the cost of products familiar to us can be much higher than we are used to. But local fruits, fresh fish, and traditional dishes will delight you with their accessibility. And one more important point, the country has a well-developed system of roadside campsites where you can stop during your trip through the desert, enjoying the incredible starry sky and the traditional hospitality of the locals. Fact 10. Visa and travel, simplicity and hospitality. Let's move on to an important practical point: how to get to all these wonders and legally stay in Mauritania. Friends, I hasten to please you. Getting a visa to this country will not turn into a difficult quest for you. Mauritania is quite open to tourists, and a visa can be obtained directly upon arrival at Nouakchott airport. The cost of a visa is about 55 euros, and the process itself takes literally a few minutes. At the same time, the visa is valid for a whole month, which gives enough time to get acquainted with the country. And now for the most interesting thing. In Mauritania, there is an amazingly friendly community of expats and travelers who are always ready to help newcomers. In social networks, you can find groups where experienced travelers share their advice, help with finding accommodation, and even organize joint trips around the country. Do you know what is especially nice? The fact that local residents also actively participate in these communities, helping foreigners to better understand the culture of the country and avoid possible misunderstandings. And even if you are traveling alone, be sure that you will always find support and help here. Friends, here we have come to the end of our amazing journey through mysterious Mauritania. This country is a real treasure box where every tradition, every corner hides something special. From the unique divorce market to the mysterious Eye of the Sahara, from the ancient libraries of Chinguetti to the noisy markets of Nouakchott, Mauritania appears before us as an amazing place where the past and the present are intertwined into a single whole. Do you know what makes this country really special? It is not only its natural beauty or ancient culture, but also the amazing ability to preserve its identity in the modern world while remaining open to travelers and new ideas. And now I want to address you. Don't be afraid to discover new destinations. Mauritania can become the very place where you will find inspiration, rethink familiar ideas about life, and make new friends. Share in the comments which fact about Mauritania surprised you the most, what you would like to see with your own eyes. Subscribe to my channel to discover new amazing corners of our planet together, and don't forget to like if this video was helpful for you. See you in the next travels.